This summer, workers at Blue Ash's Integrity Express Logistics flagged issues with a shipment of copper. And as it turns out, the driver who picked it up wasn't working for the trucking firm IEL thought it had contracted with to carry the load. The end result? The theft of about $150,000 worth of the precious metal, with the thieves getting a 2 to 3 day head start.
Through this particular load, we sort of tugged at that thread to get a better understanding of how, in fact, what checks and balances were being exposed.
IEL isn't alone. The logistics industry estimates $1 billion or more is swiped by thieves working for illegitimate shell companies or those who took over an existing company's identity. At issue, companies like IEL rely on a database overseen by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration to see if a company is real and registered. But Chris Burrows with the Transportation Intermediaries Association says the agency isn't doing enough to verify that information. And that's having impacts all along the nation's supply chain.
Prices of goods are increased because of cargo theft, because of fraudulent activities. Those prices are passed down to the consumers.
I contacted a spokeswoman for the FMCSA Wednesday morning, but she did not give me a response in time for this story. IEL's Eric Arling says the company is making its own experience public to bring awareness to the issue.
Certainly, it is, not an ideal situation, but we think, by working with our shippers, working with our carriers, shining a light on the problem is going to lead us to a better solution.
Now, I just did hear back from the FMCSA about 30 minutes ago. In an email, a spokeswoman said in part, the agency is keenly aware of the increase in fraud and theft and that it is planning to implement a new verification process later this year. There are two more issues making this even more complicated. One, many of those perpetrating these crimes are doing so from overseas, making it hard to catch and prosecute them. And two, it's hard to determine which law enforcement agency should pursue an investigation, given that the cybercrime may have happened to a Blue Ash company, but the load itself may have been stolen in another state.
You can always find our stories here on YouTube, but go ahead and click subscribe to get notifications and stay in the know.